Right, you lot, let's talk Villa. So, yes, we are post-match reaction / previewing the Sheffield United game, which hasn't actually kicked off yet. It's due to kick off in about 16 minutes as I record this, but as you can see on the screen, I've done like a live poll, only 9 votes at the moment because I've literally just posted it about 20 minutes ago, pretty much. And it's just saying the lineup's in, which we'll go through in a second, but do we think win, draw, or lose? And at the moment, of the 9 people that have voted, all 100%, all 9 of you have said, yes, we are winning this game. Leon Bailey and Carlos are the 2 changes that have been made. But like I say, 9 votes, 9 for win. Let's have a look at how your Villa boys are going to be lining up today. So if I stand out of the way and I bring it up just here to my right with the little weatherman kind of stance thing here, we've got Martinez in goal, obviously. Konsa moves to right back, which is expected. It's what I said in my preview, to be fair. Diego Carlos coming in alongside Longley at centre back, and then Alex Moreno at left back. God bless his testicles, to be honest with you, because I don't know how he survived that, and the fact that he's starting this week. The man, he might not be a man, but maybe he is a man, and if he is a man, he is quite a man, because I don't know how he's played on after that. McGinn, Kamara and Douglas Luiz. I think Sky Sports have us lining up in like a 4-2-3-1. Clearly we never do that, so I'm assuming it will be McGinn on the left, Kamara and Luiz in the middle. And then it's kind of set up here as in Tielemans on the right or left if John McGinn swaps over, and then Bailey and Watkins up front. Hopefully that is not the case. Hopefully it is more of a Bailey on the right, because I think he's most effective out wide, and then Tielemans playing in that split striker role, which he actually played quite well earlier this season doing. But then we switch across as well, which will switch up onto the team here. Today's results from the Premier League so far, what does it mean for us? It means this game is even more important. Spurs drew against Everton 2-2, which means they are now only 1 point above us with 1 more game played. So if we win this game, we go same games played, 2 points above them, and we're against bottom of the table. So it is an absolute must win. Brighton beat Crystal Palace 4-1, so their resurgence now after their 4-0 thrashing to Luton begins. One to watch out for. Burnley came from 2-0 down against Fulham to get back to 2-2, both picking up a point there. And then another one to keep our eye on, Newcastle, who beat us away from home 3-1, have just drawn 4-4 with Luton, so they have also dropped points as well. Another team that people thought would be fighting for that European spot for. They have just dropped more points to Luton. And then last but not least, we go into the Sheffield United lineup. Wes Foderingham in goal. I'll just hop through this one for you guys. It seems like they're going to go for a back 5 of Aaron Trusty, Ahmed Hozic, Bogle, Holgate and Norrington Davis. And then their 3 midfielders, or well, 4 midfielders in a sense. Ben Brereton Diaz probably playing on the left, which I think is what he done last game. Vinicius Souza, James McAtee and Andre Brooks, and then William Asula up front, which means Gustavo Hammer, Ollie Norwood, Tom Davis, Ben Osborne, Cameron Archer, and well as I think a new signing for them, Larousse. I might have got that wrong, maybe he has played for them for a little while, but they're all on the bench today. So they have some threats off the bench, to be fair, as well. Like I say, Villa come into this game 5th in the table. West Ham actually drew to Wolves as well, I think. Or did they beat them in the end? I can't remember. But either way, I'm pretty sure West Ham drew and dropped points. Not against Wolves, against someone else. And obviously Newcastle dropped points. Tottenham have dropped points. It's a must win. Kickoff is in 12 minutes. I'm going to go and watch the game and then come back here to give you my thoughts at halftime. And then I'll come back after the game as well, do my player ratings, man of the matches and stuff like that. But if you are enjoying the content and if you enjoy the post-match reactions / reviews being filmed like this, if I have the chance to do it if I'm at home, then let me know down in the comments below. But for now, in 12 minutes, we should go and beat Sheffield United. Up the Villa. Okay. And as you can see, the half-time stats are right next to me here, and Villa have just absolutely wiped the floor with Sheffield United in that first half. We are currently 4-0 up, and let's go through those goals. I'll be honest with you, in the first 10 minutes of that game, and this isn't me just trying to pick out the negatives, but in the first 10 minutes of that game, I was actually thinking we looked pretty poor. Sheffield United had more, I think it was 57% of the game possession was in Villa's defensive third. They nearly scored. Brereton Diaz with a good shot at the near post that nearly slipped under Martinez and went in. And I was thinking, oh, hello, this is going to be a bit of a bogey game. But then, boom, Around the 12th minute mark, Dougie tries to slip in not John McGinn, Ollie Watkins, and it's a beautiful ball after he gave away a sloppy ball about 30 seconds before. Watkins through on goal, hits the post, and then John McGinn, more alert than anyone else, there to tap it in. I've seen that goal, if I can throw it up I will, had an expected, or an XG of 0.99, so if he would have missed, that would have been embarrassing. Still slotted it in the bottom corner though. We followed that up 4 minutes later with Ollie Watkins getting a goal of his own, a fantastic ball outside of the boot from Douglas Luiz, and a fantastic finish just before nearly being taken out as well. And then 4 minutes after that, Leon Bailey doing what Leon Bailey does. Have you seen this man and Jesus Christ in the same room? I bet you haven't. He scored a delightful goal on his left foot. And then Yuri Tielemans, who only deals in bangers, scored a delightful goal after the ball got flicked out from a corner. But let's go through the match stats. 69% possession for Aston Villa. We have been absolutely dominating from the 10th minute onwards. 11 shots to their 2. Their 1 shot on target was that Barrera Diaz effort that Martinez nearly let slip underneath him. And then we've had 3 shots on target, which I guess is just because Tielemans went in off the post, off the bar, so I guess it doesn't really count, I don't know. Or 8 on target, 8 on target, 3 off target. We've more than doubled their passes, more than doubled their accurate passes, 13% more accurate passes as well, 3 corners to their 0, 3 offsides for them, and then we can go through and look through the stats there, but it doesn't really affect too much. 1 yellow card for them as well, which I think was Jason Bogle, or Boyle, I can't remember his surname, doesn't really matter, he's getting battered 4-0. But yeah, what was I going to say? A worrying first 10 minutes of the game. I was thinking we looked a little bit off of it, but you can see, oh my lord, the passion in Unai Emery's face every time we score. He is literally he looks like he's revving up like when the lawnmower doesn't start, he's revving it up. That boy is ready to go, and I think that my prediction was 4-0, but I also predicted Morgan Rogers to get a debut goal. It is 29 minutes past 6, so and you've just seen me there, it was half time. I think that Morgan Rogers might come on and get a goal here. I want to see us win 7-8-0 to really put down a marker. What a first half it's been. I'll see you lot after the second half with my man of the match and my full match reaction. But it is going pretty well. Hello, that is Aston Villa again. We have just beaten Sheffield United 5-0, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0 at Bramall Lane. And a 5-star performance is pretty much all you can call that, to be honest with you. Alex Moreno added a 5th shortly after the second half recommenced, and then we pretty much just played it like it was a little training game, like a keep possession game. I don't need the stats, I don't need the player ratings up beside me, you'll see that in a minute. But I mean, we must have finished that game with something like 85 to plus possession. We absolutely dominated. Sheffield United couldn't even get the ball. The stadium was pretty much empty for the second half in terms of Sheffield United fans, and I don't really blame them, because just a little touch on them. I hope they can sort whatever's happening at that club out, because they were just had, apart from the first 10 minutes and then a little spell in the second half for 5 minutes, they had no one making runs. They weren't pressing Villa at all when we had the ball. It was lacklustre and it was a bit of a weak performance, so I hope that gets sorted for the Sheffield United fans that may or may not be watching this. Probably not, because you just lost 5-0. But Aston Villa, Alex Moreno add in another goal. In terms of the starting 11, so the team at the start of the video that started this game, all of them get a 10. All of them get a 10. Apart from my man of the match, which is Ollie Watkins, he gets like a 20 out of 10. Enough said about Ollie Watkins. He's a bit of a hot and cold player. His first touch can frustrate me sometimes, but he just didn't, apart from one bad touch today, he didn't put a foot wrong. He covered every blade of grass. He was running everywhere. Directly involved in the first goal. Assist for the third goal. Obviously scored the second. Assist for the 5th goal to Alex Moreno, which was a lovely little dink to the back post as well for Moreno to finish. 1 goal, 2 assists, directly involved in another goal out of our 5. Absolutely stunning performance from him. He's only 1 goal involvement behind Mo Salah at the top of the Premier League. He's top of the Premier League assist charts. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful performance. A 5-star performance from him to go along with the 5-star performance from Villa. In terms of the subs, we'll go first. Jacob Ramsey couldn't really get involved in the game. By the time he came on at half-time, the game was over, so we were pretty much just playing a training game, to be honest with you. And we weren't really going for it in the same way we were in sort of the first 30-35 minutes. So probably just like a 7 for him. Didn't really put a foot wrong, but again, couldn't really get into the game. The other subs that came on, Matty Cash was a forced one for Konsa, who is thankfully fine. He walked off, he was clapping the fans. A little bit worrying, because if he gets injured with him and Powell out, I wouldn't even want to think about it going forward. Don't even want to think about it. But yeah, like I say, Cash came on, done Cash things, which is not much, so 6. Diaby came on, he had one little good run and a shot, which was a good forced a good save from Wes Foderingham. But again, a 6, he just looks a bit lost in this team. The cohesion doesn't look there. I hope he can pick back up that form that he had at the start of the season, but not a fantastic game from him. So 6 again. Tim as well, they were calling him like Orogmanum. I always call it Orogmanum. Let me know what's right in the comments. He came on 7, gave the ball away a couple of times, but that's to be expected. It's his first sort of meaningful minutes in the Premier League this year, but actually looked pretty good, pretty composed, won the ball back a couple of times, a good interception at one point as well, and looked confident on the ball, and he looks massive on that pitch as well. And then Morgan Rogers came on for his debut, and then the ball got cut back to him just outside the 6-yard box, and I thought, he's going to do it, he's going to get a goal on his debut. And if I had a telescope, I'd go to my window to look, but that ball is still travelling somewhere. It's probably going to roughly get to me soon before it makes its way over to China, because he absolutely skied it. And he had a couple of other weird touches, like Matty Cash threw it to him from a throw-in, and instead of touching it back, again, he just booted it straight into the crowd. But, you know, it's his debut. We've just signed him. He's only been training with the team for a couple of days, so we let him off. Hopefully he can pick that up a little bit. Won't be playing for us against Chelsea. Obviously, he'll be cup tied because he did play for Middlesbrough. So he'll be back into the team for the United game, I imagine, next weekend. But in total, not a bad word to say about the team. We got our goals, and then we decided, you know what? Let's just get Longley and Carlos to 1,000 passes each this game. One other thing. Emi Martinez, what a little double save as well towards the end of the game. But there we go. Villa are back. This is the performance we needed. We're back up into 4th, 2 points above Spurs, 10 points above 6th place West Ham, who travel to Man United, I think, next, which is a tough game for both of those teams, who are kind of pushing for that 6th spot as well. And EUROVILLA is back on, I reckon. EUROVILLA's back on. Hopefully the boys can take that performance, kick on. Good performance against Chelsea. I will be there. I'll be splicing in real footage with that game as well, because I've got fantastic seats, because the pricing was very, very fair for that game. And then we move on to United to get some revenge for that 3-2 in the league next week. But let me know your thoughts down below. Comment what you thought about that 5-star Villa performance. As always, be nice to each other, and I'll see you guys soon. Up the 5-0 Villa.